Hi everyone, you may know me. I'm a Barbie content creator on TikTok. And this is my story about how I was fired from my 2-year job on my birthday. So I work as an independent contractor because it's always been easier for me just to work as an independent contractor because my brain works a lot slower than normal people, and I've always done it this way. So recently I just had my 22nd birthday come up. And on my 22nd birthday, my technically bosses, because I'm an independent contractor, messaged me and was like, "Happy birthday, I hope you have a good one. Thanks for dashing with this." Well, 45 minutes later, they messaged me and told me that I was fired on my 22nd birthday. And I'm still waiting on closure for that. I'm still waiting to see if I got through that. But I want to talk about other jobs that I have had, why I quit those jobs. The first job I ever had was an Arby's job. And, fast food is just not fun. And I was pretty miserable going in because I always had a disability with learning. My brain doesn't function like a normal person would. I actually function a lot slower. I've had an IEP all my life. So when I started this job, it was a little easy at first, and then they started explaining me every little task I had to do, and I completely failed. Nobody showed me what to do in the register, and you have all those buttons on the register, and it's not as simple as everybody thinks. And then they wanted me to work drive-through, which I had to do change and drinks, and it was hard for me to process the change, the drinks, and keep up with them. They eventually pulled me off the line, and she just sent me out to clean. I remember that so vacantly because that's what she mainly wanted me to do because I was not functioning well doing the other stuff. I only lasted for 2 days here because there's no way I could have kept up with that, just because it would have been too fast-paced and I would have never got the ribbon. And plus, nobody really wanted to train me on anything. They pretty much said, "Here's the position, you need to do it." And I'm like, I've never worked a job before. This is my first job. I don't know what I'm doing. My second job I didn't get until I moved in with my husband, and I started working at this place where it has like animal supplies, not Tractor Supply, a different place. I'm not gonna say it on here, but they do that, and they have chickens and stuff, and they were just opening. Like, the store was opening back up from, I think, COVID, or it might have just been started, I'm not for sure, but everything was a mess. We were placing everything in, and I did 1 day of that. I sat down and they wanted me to take this really, really, really long training course and stuff, but I just didn't see a future there when I was sitting there. It wasn't as bad as it was Arby's, but all I did was test take, and everything was kind of confusing because I didn't even know what I was going to be when I worked with them. My last job before I took on my one job full term, I worked at a college as a cleaner, and really it was just really awkward because I was the youngest. I was working with my husband actually at the time, so me and him were like the youngest people doing anything, and I had to buff tables and stuff, and my husband, he had a seizure in the middle of our work shift. So I didn't really like the job either because everybody was staring at me, and everybody was pretty much talking, about the staff and all that stuff because they were cleaning tables, cooking them food. Like, these were preppy college kids. So preppy. And then after my husband's seizure, we went home. We made the ultimate decision to take on the independent contractor because we were doing it part-time, and we always had more fun doing the independent contracting and doing stuff with it. Luckily, my husband still has his income coming in, and I have other independent contracts. But I was fired from my main job that I've been working for 2 years on my birthday. And that's kind of my story about my job experiences and how I was fired on my 22nd birthday.